You are listening to ChartingWealth.com for Friday, the 1st of September, 2017. New month, end of the week. What do we see going on in the market? Interesting day. The S&P 500 up a little over 0.5% at 0.57%. The Qs, that's the Nasdaq 100, up almost a full percent, 0.97%. And interesting, typically, TLT and gold are inversely related to what's going on in the stock market, but bonds up 0.29%, gold up the most, flying up at 1.17%. Let's dig into these numbers and see what is happening. Okay, on the weekly chart, we can see on S&P 500, we'd had 3 prior weeks down. This week is moving up each day, it seems. We now see that the derivative oscillator has stopped its downward momentum. We see that the price percent oscillator is heading up toward the signal line. Hasn't crossed over, of course, yet. We don't have any kind of weekly vertical crossover. That occurred going down back on the 11th of August. Now, remember, we're still in the summer doldrums. Means the market not anywhere near the kind of volume we'll have when we go into the fall-winter trading zone on the 1st of October. Don't forget also that September 30 marks the end of the quarter. So all of you who've taken our quarterly chart training, we're going to have a special class for all of you as to where the charts are and how that quarterly chart is progressing. If you've not already signed up for that training, you need to subscribe to our daily chart review for free at chartingwealth.com. Ask for the quarterly chart training. If you just put quarterly in your email, we'll send you the link to that so you can take it and you'll be ready for the end of September. Now, so we see up candle for the week so far. As we continue to delve into things, let's look at the 2-day chart. It had slid sideways for 6 days. And now this latest 2-day candle is up. We don't have a vertical crossover yet, but it sure seems to be heading that way, blown through the weekly. And of course, a few days ago, broke through the 2-day chart, the 2-day trend line, forgive me. Okay, let's move in a little closer to the 4-hour chart. What do we see? Well, that 4-hour chart started moving over all the way back on the morning of Wednesday, the 23rd. Really, though, it slid sideways for a while and down. Then it took off in earnest in the afternoon on Tuesday, the 29th of August, and has been barreling up for 5 candles, 5 half-day candles, so that's 2.5 days. We'll continue to watch. Does continue to move up strongly, pushing on that Bollinger Band, stretching those volatility bands out on the top. So again, don't have a trade at this point. We are trend following. Again, until we have a weekly trend established up, we are not going to jump into that. If, however, this up movement ends and rolls over going down, and we have a crossover going down on that 4-hour chart, we'll be ready for a down play. At this point in time, we are simply holding, watching, and waiting. We have other potential trades or actual trades underway for our, again, we are not a stock calling service. We're an education firm. We want you to do virtual trades, and we've been talking about those throughout all of our teachings, and we'll continue to do that. Let's move to QQQ and look at it on the weekly chart. Again, that's the Nasdaq 100, the tech stocks, booming up for the day, almost a full percent. We again have a green candle movement at the bottom on a wick and on the top. Derivative oscillator still negative, but losing its downward momentum. And we can see the price percent oscillator heading up toward that signal line as we look at the 2-day chart, getting very close to crossing over. Strong up candle after a sideways slide on the prior 6 days, the prior 3 2-day candles. So huge up candle with a big wick on top. So lots of upward momentum. We look at the 4-hour chart. What do we see? Continuing to just bound upward, crossed over, going up on the morning of Monday the 28th. And again, didn't really see it taking off until the afternoon of Tuesday the 29th. And since then, 5 strong up candles. So again, we'll continue to watch the Qs. When there is a weekly vertical crossover, we will let you know. Hasn't happened yet. if there is a crossover going down on that 4-hour chart, since we still have weekly vertical crossovers down and a 2-day vertical crossover down, of course, we would look to jump into that. So stand by to stand by. Let's look at TLT on the weekly chart. We continue to see it move up. Hopefully you jumped into this trade when it was made available. Don't forget TLT crossed over going up, weekly vertical crossover all the way back to Friday the 3rd of February. Went up for a few weeks, down, up a few weeks all the way through about mid-April, down into mid-May, and then up through July, through mid-June, down at the beginning of July, tracked sideways for a while, and then for the last, going on 4 weeks, strong up movement in bonds, typically inversely related to the stock market, meaning when the stock market goes down, bonds go up because they're typically viewed as a safe haven for your money. Interesting that everything is up on the day. We go from the weekly chart to the 2-day chart. And of course, we had a 2-day vertical crossover back on Wednesday, the 9th of August, and pretty much up since then. Movements well above the weekly and the 2-day trend line. In fact, we might tighten that trend line on the 2-day up now. We don't have to have it as loose as it has been. We can connect almost 4 2-day candles, so about 8 days of movement on that latest trend line. Again, movement still well above what's going on that 4-hour chart. Of course, it has crossed back over after a huge up candle on the 12th. That was the Tuesday, the 29th of August. And of course, we've continued to watch things boom when we originally saw that crossover going up on the 4-hour chart all the way back on the 17th. The jumping in point was somewhere around the opening at 126, and it's up to 127.89, almost up $2 over that period. Again, we'll continue to watch bonds as they have continued to move up. Let's go back to the weekly, and lastly, we'll look at gold, which is booming. Gold crossed over, weekly vertical crossover on the 11th, Friday the 11th of August. And of course, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, going on 8 weeks of strong up movement in gold. Gold, of course, we see this week a kink up even higher on the price percent oscillator, derivative oscillator, continuing to gain energy. As we look at the 2-day chart, what do we see there? Well, the 2-day chart crossed over going up back on Monday, the 24th of July, and has continued to pretty much go up since then. We had about, 2 4-day periods of some pullbacks, but again, gold has continued to bound up well above the 2-day and the weekly trend line. If we look at the 4-hour chart on gold, it crossed over going up. Lastly, on the morning of the 28th, if you had jumped in somewhere after that candle closed around the opening at $23.18, of course, gold ended the day up $25.50 in just that short a period of time. That's where we are, friends, as we end the week. Again, if you're having a hard time following what our thinking is, what we do, please make sure to go back and listen to How to Read a Stock Chart. It's a video that's available for everyone who subscribes to our daily market review. We appreciate everyone who listens on YouTube, but if you want to have all the real benefits of what we do, and all the folks that follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those things, please make sure to go to our website, chartingwealth.com, sign up for our daily market review for free. With that, you'll receive all the benefits, all the special trainings that we offer exclusively to the folks that are subscribers. In addition to that, you get our How to Read a Stock Chart video link. You get the layout that we use at freestockcharts.com and instructions on how to apply it and use it and sign up for free stock charts, which are free. In addition to that, you get the daily market worksheet, the weekly market worksheet, and the trade worksheet. That's where we are at the end of the day on Thursday as we go into the new month of September on Friday the 1st. Don't forget, at the end of the day on Friday, we will be recording the comprehensive weekly review and forecast. This is when you fill out your weekly market worksheet. And that is probably the most important worksheet for you to fill out and think about and help figure out what's going to happen over the next week and digest what occurred over the past week. Thank you so much, my friends. You have questions, problems, concerns, want to sign up for the quarterly chart training. All you've got to do is go to chartingwealth.com and ask for the information. For those of you not familiar with our magical, incredible quarterly chart, just take a glance, if you're watching the video, of how crazy the chart is. It rotates over at just the perfect times, going back 20 years to get you out of the market crash in 2003, the market crash in 2008, and to help you with those run-ups starting in 2005 up through 2000, about mid-2008, getting you back into the market there in early 2011, all the way up to the current run-up. Amazing, amazing stuff. We teach you how to use that chart and provide you with that chart. Again, thanks so much for being with us. You have questions, problems, concerns, let us hear from you. cw@chartingwealth.com is the email address, or just go to chartingwealth.com. All the best from the whole team here at Charting Wealth.